Google reviews. What do you do when you get a bad one? Hey, it can happen.
Have you hit a wall when it comes to growing your interior design business? Then welcome to Wingnut Social, the podcast specifically designed to accelerate your business through increased social media presence, impactful online content, and translating industry experience into physical success. This is your design business tightly fastened. Now welcome the hosts of Wingnut Social, Darla Powell and Natalie Graff.
Hey there, and welcome to the first Monday Marketing Mini-Potty of 2020. I am your host, the Grand High Poobah of all things Wingnut, Darla Jethro Powell, and I am joined by the soulless ginger, the nag, Natalie Ann Graff. Natalie, how the hell are you? Welcome to 2020.
Thank you, and welcome, but it's not a mini-potty, Darla. It would be a mini-sode.
Damn it, I was hoping that would sneak past you.
No, nothing sneaks past me.
I'm sorry, I'm still addicted to mini-potty. Natalie, guess what? Well, you know.
I do know, but go ahead, Darla. What?
Yeah, so I did get my John Wick action figure. Yay!
You know, I came really close not ordering you one. And
Thanks to Jerry Cerruti.
Thanks to Jerry Cerruti. We were at Jerry's house, and she looks at me and she goes, "Did you order her that?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "You know you have to, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, I know." So
thank you, Jerry. It was a sound business decision and tax deductible.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm not really sure how I'm going to write that one off.
Also, thank you, Jerry Cerruti, for those. How do you pronounce those cookies? Springerle? Is that how you pronounce
Springerle.
them? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Those
Darla ate them all. They went right to her butt.
I ate all of them. They are right. I am storing all those cookies on my ass. And basically that beautiful pattern that was imprinted on them is what my ass basically looks like.
It's
right
interesting.
Natalie, today we're talking about Google reviews.
I know. It hit close to home is why we're talking about Google reviews. And let's talk about it.
Well, the reason that we are posting this is, yes, we did have an experience recently with Google reviews, and we'll walk you through it, what we did with it, and how you should deal with them if you get a bad one. But also, we did discuss Google My Business in a previous mini-potty, such and such episodes back. If you go to the show notes at wingnutsocial.com/podcast and just type in Google there, you can see everything about Google reviews, Google My Business, how to get your business in shape there to have a public-facing Google review situation. But that's another episode entirely. Let's get into what do you do if you get a bad Google review?
Well, I can tell you firsthand that you first get a little email, and then someone in the room hit the roof and wanted to know exactly why we were getting this Google review.
All right, so let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So at Wingnut Social, we have 5-star reviews across the board. However, and it's bound to happen, it does not matter how stellar your company is or how stellar your business is, there's going to be someone out there who's going to leave you less than a 5-star review, and maybe even a bad one. So we recently did get a 1-star review, and a full disclosure, it wasn't because of our Wingnut Social services. It was actually because we subcontracted with a receptionist service that we hired to answer our phones for Wingnut, because y'all know we got 1,000 different jobs. And so we thought that would be a good idea. So the person that called, they got some really service on it. And so they left us Wingnut Social review for our really crappy receptionist. But before we get into how we handled our Google review, let's just get into best practices in general and why.
You said we, right?
I did say we.
Okay, we'll get into that later. Okay, go ahead, Darla.
And why actually getting a bad review may be a blessing in disguise. Do you believe that could be?
It definitely, we'll get into that, but it sheds some light on our answering service, and I still have not made the phone call to them yet because I'm taking a breather.
Well, I did fire them.
Well, this is true.
Okay, Natalie, before we get ahead of ourselves.
We do that.
We tend to do that. Let's talk about some best practices in general. What to do if you do get a bad review. And don't despair, right? It's not the end of the world. In fact, it can be a blessing in disguise, because what can happen is if you get a bad review is you can show the customers who are looking through your Google reviews how you deal with that kind of feedback or input, or what is your customer service experience like? So it's very important. The first thing to do is to respond to that bad review within 24 hours. So you get in there and they left you a bad review on something in your process or something. The first thing you're going to do is what, Natalie?
You're going to listen,
acknowledge their complaint. And then
you're going to address the issue. And you're going to resolve it.
Yeah. So apologize. If it's a legitimate complaint, apologize and acknowledge their their concern, say, I'm so sorry that, this happened. Let me look into it. Let me get to the bottom of it. And that is the third thing. You're going to take action or solve the problem. And then you want to thank the customer for bringing it to your attention and explain to them, hey, I took these actions. This is what happened to you. We put these things in process to make sure that never happens again. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. Yada, 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 yada. And what happens is other people will see that and say, oh my gosh, yeah, they're only human. We don't expect companies to be 5-star and perfect across the board, but look at how rock star they handled this issue. So the complainant may leave the review up, and you've shown people how you are concerned, you're caring, you absolutely want to bend over backwards to make your clients happy. And I did say leave the review up. There's also another alternative.
You can also ask them to take it down.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose by asking them to take it down.
Let's talk about the violations, because a lot of people, some people can be vindictive and they're like, you know what, I'm going to show you, you did me wrong. I'm going to leave you a nasty review. Well, there's 9 violations that you can get this review taken down if it meets any one of these. 1, if it's spam. If it's multiple negative reviews from the same person, they're going to take that down. If you have profanity or inappropriate pictures or inappropriate comments, that's going to go down. Fraudulent from competitors, nope, they're going to take that one too. Wrong business, it's going to go as well. Reviews at locations that they didn't actually visit, you can flag that too.
Right. So what we're doing is we're flagging that with Google. There's a process there that you can submit it. Google may or may not take it down.
May not.
But these are good bases to at least submit it to Google to flag it.
Right. And don't worry about a former employee who is not overly thrilled. They're really not allowed to leave you a review.
Yeah, that violates the Google.
And did you know current employees aren't allowed to either?
I didn't know that, but I did learn that researching this episode.
And if it's not relevant to the actual experience or to your business, it gets taken down too. And then we've kind of touched on that. The last one would be the inappropriate images. So if someone puts a very bad image up that's not appropriate, Google's going to go, All right.
It's very important to say, okay, it could get taken down.
It could get taken down.
You can flag it. These are instances where you can flag it. So how do I flag it, Darla? Some ass has left me a review on my...
Why do they got to be asses?
Well, if they leave you a bad review, they are.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Some ass has left me a bad review and it's not appropriate, right? How do I flag it? So what you want to do is go to your Google My Business. Please see the previous minisode that we did on Google My Business and select reviews. So you're going to select quote unquote all reviews, click the 3 dots in the top right and just flag that review as inappropriate or for whatever reason. There's going to be a policy violation form that you're going to fill out, send that over to the Google overlords, and they will, in their ultimate wisdom, determine, you know what? Yeah, this review is bull poop. We are going to take it out. But in our case, it was a misunderstanding, kind of, with our client. So we talked to him and said, hey, we're so sorry.
Wait a minute. I thought I was going to explain this.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Darla deserves the credit for this because
you dealt with it.
I'm the one that always usually gets the major problems and I have to put out the fires. Isn't that hilarious? But what I did is I read the review. I was like, wait a minute, there's a problem, but what is a problem? So I identified the problem within our company before I even spoke to the client. It was our problem because of who we hired to answer our phones. So to fix that, make sure you really vet them. We've addressed that issue. I made our client well aware that we addressed the issue. We went further. And then I took the time to go out of my way and help them in any way possible understand what was going on, teaching them a little bit about the social media, and politely told them that if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you. They thanked me. They were happy. And they promised me a 5-star review. They actually took the bad review down and now have replaced it with a 5-star review because I fixed their issues.
Yeah. So, and that is how you handle that. Now, you're always
not always going to work.
Yeah, exactly. That's always going to say you're always going to have someone on there that's just doesn't matter. Your stars are not going to align. You could be the most crazy good business, interior design business. And you guys have all had them. Those clients that even though you've been over backwards have just not been happy and they want to leave you that 1-star review. It is going to happen. I know you're sitting out there dreading it, but I'm here to tell you, even though
it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. So if we look at it as a positive thing, this is an opportunity for me to show the people on the Googles how I deal with conflict resolution, problems in the business. This is what you can expect should a problem arise. And most people with any sense in their head are going to see that and say, wow, I really like the way this interior designer handled this situation. This is the interior design firm for me. And I have to tell you, if you have a lot of just straight 5-star reviews, people tend to get a little skeptical of that. They'd like to see maybe a 4.5 or something in there to see that these are real reviews, and they really do look to see how you respond to the reviews that you're getting. So even if they're positive, go in there and say thank you, but especially if they're negative, go in there and, deal with it. And, one thing I forgot to say, don't be snarky. Don't be confrontative. Don't be confrontational. People are going to see that, and that is going to look bad for you. Always take the high road and come from a place of love. Problem solving. How can you help that person?
Don't worry. You're not going to make everybody happy, so you don't have to worry about that either. There's always going to be that one.
Yeah, I just said that.
I know, but I mean, that's like legit. I mean, I would get
that is legit.
That is legit.
Too legit to quit.
Reiterate that.
We are reiterating. And I think that's it for this Monday's mini potty, Nat. You got anything else?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, guys. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review on whatever the hell you're listening to this podcast on. Follow us on social at Wingnut Social and give us a call at 1-877-WINGNUT, and we can help you out with all of your social media marketing and even go through your reviews and respond to them for you. If you get a whole hell of a lot, you're overwhelmed by them. And that's it. So long. See ya.
Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to tune in next week for more business and marketing info and insightful interviews with industry experts and design superstars. Can't wait? Then head on over to wingnutsocial.com for more great content to help you get your business to the next level.
Good boy, Mango.